Good morning, everybody. Today is Sunday, July 26th, 2020 at 8:07 in the a.m. And today we're going to talk about our awakening and some truths that may shock you. We're going to talk about spiritual warfare and witchcraft. And I'm also going to share a dream that I had. I think it was like 2013 or 2014, honey, somewhere around there. It was several years ago. See, I tell you guys to write your dreams down, but I'm terrible with that because if I start to write them down, then I lose it. And so it's better for me to just come out and turn my computer on and then just verbally speak into it the dream. And the dream that I'm going to share is actually a symbolic dream. As we know, and I've said many times, we're all dream workers, and we learn how to discern whether it's astral or it's lucid, where we're an actor, we can lift ourselves up, we're partaking in this actual event, and that we can change the direction or the dynamics of a situation by having the option, by seeing it, to take a different action. And then you may feel a bit of a little deja vu type feeling, and the dynamics or the ripple effect from you taking a different course will then change some directives. And astral, it's different because explained the other day when Propagate This Light was on with me. It feels almost like when I go and to lay down and something like this is going to happen, that it's an earthquake. I'm feeling an earthquake, or I'm like, is that an earthquake? Because it feels like my bed is vibrating or shaking, to some degree. So I think, okay, it's an earthquake, but it's not. It's actually coming from within, and then boop, I'm gone, and I'm traveling, and I will think that hours, sometimes even days have passed. The one that really sticks out is, you guys are well aware that, gosh, I had a near-death experience when I was 15. When I was 5, I had jumped over a bench and broke my collarbone and had some pretty serious injuries at that time, landing on my head and breaking my collarbone. And then, of course, being in the playground and then waking up in the back of my mother's brand new car, which was a station wagon, at nighttime, not knowing how I got there or how long of time elapsed, because I was very young, and at that age, Mama wants to know where you're at, and I was not at the playground. So, these little things have been going on within a lot of us throughout our lives. So, and then of course, I got hit when I was 15. That's where I had the near-death experience. And then I was hit by a drunk driver where I had my back and my neck broken, and had many surgeries, lots of different, experiences or events. And the reason I think a lot of these things happened is so I can say the things that are going on now. Like on the other stream, talking about my son, he was premature and it was an emergency cesarean. Um, and I have that incision, and ladies know that when we have such things. Now, I didn't have the one that goes belly button down. They gave the bikini line type of incision, but we know that we get a little pouch. There's that little pouch, and it's something that we keep. But I'm telling you that I don't have that pouch. And I was showing my husband earlier, it's muscle now, and it's flat. What? So, sometimes these things happen, and the reason could be to bring glory to the creator of such an amazing place as this. Bring forth testimony. So, let me go over where I can see you guys in the chat. Now, I'm probably going to open up the phones and take calls and see if anybody has anything that they want to ask, offer, share, because I'm all about that. All about that. Okay, what I want to say, our awakening. Our awakening is not it's not a religious thing. It's not one group gets it and another doesn't. It's a everybody, all inclusive, no one left out type of an event. Now, with that said, I have to say, people that are that have some kind of religious upbringing under a really uh, um, gentle, loving, filled to the brim with love pastor and they consult with and have a relationship and they go into random acts of kindness in the community and they understand to walk by faith and not by sight. They then have kind of an advantage for when they have an awakening or this awakening that's for everybody, that they won't look into the world and then add to that. They're able to use that walk by faith and not by sight, and then create from their mind something good and abundant. So, although this is not a religious thing, I do feel that each, each diverse, unique facet of each individual adds to, number one, the beauty and the awe of this place. And it also adds to when we have the full reveal of our awakening, that, oh my gosh, how fast that we could actually go from the micro into the macro when you have the teachings of unconditional love and faith, to walk by faith and not by sight. Just saying. Now, I've been pretty open about that. I've had a Christian upbringing. So, that's where I use my comparisons. My comparisons come from, having a Christian upbringing. But I'm not bound to any. I think each is unique and beautiful in their own way. Excuse me. Now, the awakening. It is a process. It is something that I went through stumbling around in the dark, not quite understanding what the heck was going on. Then I had what I would consider Holy Spirit baptism. Another would call it a chakra cleansing or clearing, or a kundalini awakening. The third eye, the awareness that came from that, where you feel like you're lifting off the ground, and you become, although the dreams and other things were already in my awareness, it kicked my awareness up, to like from hair to, Now, what is hardly ever talked about, and I've yet to see anybody talk about this yet, is how do we maintain that? How do we maintain that level of awareness and walk in it and not allow the cares of this world or seeing things going on in this world choke it out of us and fall back into worldly ways, to keep restoring that oil? My husband, he's sitting here, can tell you that the restoring of the oil happens within me quite a bit, to the point that I'm like, honey, my skin is just, it's like oily feeling, and I'm not. I have what they call psoriasis, and that turns into like psoriatic arthritis. I've had it my entire life. It's a autoimmune thing, and if I get stressed or upset, or my nerves or trauma or things like that, what happens is I have it's like dry patches of skin, and it'll thicken up and it'll itch and it's flaky and it's a nightmare. So to have that and then have this like oil, and then when I would go in the pool the water would bead off, I'm like, what the heck is going on? In the meantime, it's made my skin super soft. But it's a matter of, the restoring of that oil, bringing it back into our awareness. And when we go through the awakening to the full reveal of who we all are, who we are in truth, what you were born as, taking your sovereignty, your authority, your power, along with all the gifts and abilities, we're made perfectly to do all these things. They are within us, within us. So it becomes a new way of living. So you don't have that, when I had what I would call Holy Spirit baptism or Kundalini awakening, I felt like I was lifting off the ground. But it becomes an actual new way of life, a paradigm shift, a new heart. And then you start to project out from within. And I brought it up several times about sky watchers and phenomenal things like that going on, that you can actually see what is reflecting out and around them through the pictures that they share with us. And in my daily life, the daily life that I walk out daily, it's beautiful. It's peaceful. It's gorgeous here. It's absolutely gorgeous. Now, when I come and go online and interact in this manner, it's public and people don't know me on a personal level, so a lot of finger pointing or things happen, and it is heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking because I have a love for people that is that I never thought I could have, because it doesn't matter to me if you don't know and haven't had your full reveal. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't take away that I know who you are. I know everything you're capable of. I know your divineness, your beauty, the glory that is within you. Whether we're aware or not, we are still operating in all of these things. It just is an awareness of it, and not allowing the world to choke it back out and to fall back into any kind of a system. I'm going to share two dreams. First one I want to share, which is interesting. This was before this whole thing happened that we're going through now. I was walking down this path. It was like a meadow, and these people were all laying on the ground. I mean, thousands of people were laying on the ground face down. And I'm walking on this little narrow, like, dirt path through this meadow, and I didn't know at the time. I'm like, are these people alive? I didn't know until, as I'm walking through it, some of them began to peek up at me, looking at me like, what are you, crazy? What are you doing walking around? We're supposed to be laying on the ground. In the meantime, what I saw was like a military style type helicopter. Just one, only one. And then I saw some guys dressed in black with that like garb or whatever coming down on these ropes. So I don't know, I'm still pondering on if this has to do with what we're going through now, because we did find out they had the military games in Wuhan. We also heard about the tabletop simulation that was done simultaneously on the same date that the game started. They both had to do with the release of some kind of a you know um, how do I put it without getting flagged for the words I say? Uh, with you know what I'm talking about, epidemic or of something of that nature. But for them to happen, on it was I think it was October 21st. Was the tabletop exercise with the Gates Foundation, and I think the CDC was there, but mainly it was the money makers and the pharmacy companies on the tabletop exercise. And at the same time in Wuhan, there was 108 different countries all participating in war games, and it was basically the same type of scenario. And I had the dream approximately a year before all of that happened. So when I go into these and see these things, I don't know exactly all the time when it will occur. Sometimes it's just like a heads up. Check this out. Don't worry about it. It's all going to be okay. Sometimes I can change the outcome. Sometimes I go to a place that's no place at a time, that's no time, and I drop down and I observe. We're dream workers. We are dream workers. So no matter what, when you sleep, if you wake up the next day and you're exhausted, more than likely you've been working all night. So don't be surprised. I'm going to pull up some of, there's over 500 and something videos on this channel. I'm going to pull up some of my earlier ones about learning self-love, and some of the tools and stuff, and I'm going to put it on my secondary channel. It's called Awake in the Dream. I'm going to put that in the description box and try and thin it down to the what I think would be good tools to help people with the full reveal of your true 100% full identity, which doesn't take away from your uniqueness, your divine nature, your beauty, your sovereignty, and everything that we add. Now, the second dream that I want to share is this one is different. I was with a group of people, and we were, let's say, we were working. I would call it working together, because when I sit down and we are eating, or we are at a table and we're eating, it's like feeding each other. It's like each of us have something to offer, and therefore we are what do you call it? Yeah, feeding each other, gleaning from each other, growing from each other, from our experiences, and working with one another. Well, in this dream, where I was sitting, this is kind of weird. It was like a roundish table. You know how in restaurants they have like those booths that are usually like horseshoed, or this one seemed more round, except for like the people were able to come in and do whatever. Okay, I was sitting on the side, and there was windows that were clear, like you could see right through them. They were transparent. You could see right in, and everything was fine. And then all of a sudden, there was one person that started to make kind of like demands, and then I got a different feeling about it. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Did I accidentally, get mixed up with the mafia? Because as they were making the demands, it seemed like there was a divide, and these other people kind of went and stepped away, like moved away from me, and was beside this person. I don't know if they were scared, of this person, because I felt like, oh my gosh, am I dealing with a Don? Is this like a mafia? And then it got to, they were telling me I needed to pay them, and I was like, pay you? And all of a sudden, this is weird, you guys. A megaphone appeared in front of me, and I picked the megaphone up and I said, I need to pay you. And I never, understood this. That, I've shared these with my husband, but this one has come back into my awareness as if I just had the dream last night. Then the next thing that happens is, all of a sudden, these police officers all show up and grabbed all those people and took them away. And then I just got up, and I still had my megaphone, and I just went about my business. It was weird, but that's come back into my awareness, because sometimes we'll have these dreams, and it's almost like a heads up, everything's going to be okay type of thing. And that I'm a warrior, and I love everybody so much that I do not ever want to make people feel like I'm trotting down on their sovereignty rights to express their freedoms and their uniqueness. I love you as you are, and I'm hoping that that is what I'm receiving, unconditional love, to not want me to change, although inside myself I want to be the best version of myself that I possibly can, because that's in my heart. It's in my heart. So basically what I got from that was, don't worry about it. That I guess the law would be on my side, but I don't deal with that. If you watch the mind exercise on purgatory, jails and legal system and the laws and counselors and stuff and halfway houses and things like that are in place in order to help to lift people up out of lower awareness of themselves, and of not having the full reveal of their unique divine beauty within them, and how able that they are. Because life, if we allow it, can trodden us down if we look at it at the surface level. But if we look at it from with the fullness, with the full awareness of how we interact in a flowing nature with our surroundings, changes the entire perspective, your entire interaction with what's going on around you. Now, I want to talk about witchcraft and spiritual warfare, and also something that to be aware of when you awaken and you've had your full reveal. You've got your circumcised heart, you've got your paradigm shift, the side effects of, like I've had the medications have fallen away, the weight loss without dieting, the healing that is going on spontaneously. That's amazing. My doctor, my husband, who's witnessed all of these transformations. And I call those side effects. Those are side effects of going through, doing the work and the inner work and having the breakthrough, and then learning how to continuously be able to replenish that oil, to stay and walking in that becomes now, instead of it being, oh my gosh, in the beginning, I'm special and chosen, I've got these gifts, I'm operating, da 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 da. Then you get a little deeper into it and you're like, wait a minute, everybody has these. Everybody. So it's not anything special, except Now I'm aware of them, so now I can direct. I can take my sovereignty, my gifts back unto myself, and then I can focus my intention for the highest good instead of watching some kind of television or outsourcing my gifts or handing them over. We're able and we are aware that it's within us and we have the say so. But it's a lifestyle change because then you just walk in it. You walk in it naturally. Now, what may surprise you, because it surprised me on several occasions. And again, let me reiterate, it does not take away the equality that each of us have. But on a subconscious level, that when you're operating in full awareness, it can create what I would call a trigger in others. And it can hurt your heart. But as long as we are aware that it's coming from a subconscious level, more egoish type, still kind of thinking that this place is a top tier down, or that we're not allowed to be human, that people won't accept us if we make a mistake, or they won't forgive us, or things like that. Yeah, in all honesty, we learn from our mistakes. It's part of what makes this so beautiful. What do we do when we make a mistake? I had some pretty heavy options put on me, and had to really weigh out what actions to take. Did I want everything to revert back to what was going on before? Like take something down where I shined a bright light? Or should I take them down to protect one person because they felt like they didn't have the right to be upset about what was going on? And they did have the right. They have the right to be human. They have the right to express. And so I prayed on it. I meditated. I even did a stream about anything that anybody could have possibly misconstrued, to call me out on it, trying to do every measure possible to correct it. Hopefully that has worked. So I don't want to go back there. It got pretty ugly pretty quick. And we are at a time of choice. We're in 2020, perfect vision. We're making choices. And the choices that we make will determine on what we're going to experience. It is all with free will, mind you. But please be aware. Be aware that we are in 2020 making be conscious about the choices that we're making, and what we are going for, what we are choosing. We're choosing. A lot of the people don't even have the awareness that like people that would come here have. Think about it. There's many people still doing the daily grind, thinking that's all there is to life, not even having the awareness of anything other. Anything that I guess it would be considered supernatural, but in truth, that's our natural state. It's actually unnatural for us to not be operating 100% in full capacity. We're in a time of restoration. We're in a time of being restored. And it doesn't have anything to do with our uniqueness. We are one of a kind. We are many facets many colors, so unique, so beautiful, that we add to this beautiful thing we call life? Are we coming to a point of rejuvenation where we are looking younger, restoring the body with our full awareness, going back to the time where they lived for 700 or 900 years? If you're completely miserable with how things are going here and you're not fully aware of everything that you were born with has been kept from you, shrouded in secret, you're not going to desire to want to live such a long life. But when you have the full awareness of what your intentions, what your thoughts, your vibration, your frequency, when your awareness comes into fruition, it changes. It changes. And you set off what you would call, what I would call a different tone, a different vibration. You're emanating out and around something different than what you once were. And I think on a subconscious level, when it's not in person, using our gadgets and technology, they're not in your vortex or in your sphere, so to speak. They're not able to actually connect so deeply and so personal to have that understanding of who I really am. Who am I when I turn this off? Am I the same? Am I being honest with you guys? Do I really tell my husband about all the dreams? Am I really going out and swimming and exercising and utilizing the vitamins that come from sunshine? Am I really eating a case of pudding in 2 days, or a half gallon of Rocky Road ice cream and then the polished off the Snickers ice cream in one sitting? Don't worry, guys. I eat properly and healthy diet, but here, Hetty, speak up loud enough where they can hear you. Am I eating everything in sight?
Yep.
Yeah, did you guys hear? Yep. But I am no longer 200 pounds, you guys. Even my doctor asked, what did you do? What diet are you using? I went in because I was having heart problems. Mm-hmm. He told me I had to lose weight. I was on 2 different blood pressure medications. I was on muscle relaxers. I think it was what was I on? 8 or 9 different prescription medications? 8 or 9 different prescription medications. And now I'm down to, oh my gosh, 2? And one of them I'm getting ready to stop. Because I told you guys I had 2 surgeries and they used the same incision. One was a hysterectomy. And so I was sure I was going to keep that kangaroo pouch because they cut through the muscles, right? No, it's gone, you guys. It's gone. But I'm getting ready to come off of the hormone replacement medication now. I no longer have to take blood pressure medication. These are medications that you go on, and you usually you take them for the rest of your life. And I don't anymore. I got taken off of them through my doctor, though. I would never, ever, ever tell anybody to do anything without talking to your physician. Allow your physician to watch you be a walking miracle. I was needing to go in and have back surgery on my T-spine. Ended up not needing that either. Not only that, the pain medication has been cut back, and muscle relaxers gone. You wouldn't believe it. I'm on the lightest amount. And even my husband, he's just shocked at the ability of movement. And I promise, I will show you guys the scooter chair. I should have done it. I should have made a video clip of it when I weighed 200 pounds. That's when I was heading, and it has leg lifts, and it has the handle thing to control it because of the nerve damage down this arm from my neck being broken, and the nerve damage down my right leg from my T-spine and my lower back from getting hit by the drunk driver. So it was with leg lifts and the fully motorized because of the getting hit. I was in my vehicle when I got hit from the back. I was stopped at a stop sign by a drunk driver, which I drew the short straw. It was ladies' night out. I was designated driver. I was sober. So, you guys know how it goes when you're designated driver. When he hit me, I locked up on the steering wheel and tried to gain control of my vehicle. And with that, with the tensing up, I whooped forward, hit my head of the steering wheel, went back, broke my neck, and the seatbelt yanked me back and did the T-spine. The guy was going, they estimated between 55 and 65 mile an hour when he hit us. Again, we were stopped, and just bam, eye-opening for sure. I had to have emergency surgery on my neck, but you know, that's here nor there. But what I'm saying is, these things that transpire within our lives, they reflect out in ourselves and out and around us in our sphere of influence. And having this, knowing this deep inside of us, that you know, it becomes your new normal. And in your new normal, then it begins to affect the macro level on the world stage. This is why I feel my deepest heart of hearts the importance that everybody who is seeking has the ability to have what it is that they are seeking for, and get the help, the guidance, and now I'm offering the one-on-one attention, because it's that important. The more of us that walk into this fully taking our sovereignty, our free will, no longer having things fed into us and then we project it out, that the haves and have-nots, we will take it back unto ourselves. And it is a profound understanding. And if it doesn't make sense to you now, wait till you walk it out. When you begin to walk this out and it is a part of you, and it's you, you'll see. And you'll understand the importance of either teaching it or passing on whatever you get onto your spouse, your children, or anybody else who will listen. But YouTube can only get us so far. This is, I've been thinking and meditating on this for a while, on what would be, sharing on here is awesome. It's absolutely phenomenal, our experiences and everything. But what can I do? What can I offer? And that is what I'm offering. You contact me, we'll talk, find out, if you've had your first aha moment, and how to, constantly be restored in that, or if you haven't had that aha moment, some things that are actually physical, that are able, without adding substance or chemicals, like I said before, into your body, and stay on any medicines, or anything that you've got going on. Don't do anything without your doctor. Have your doctor present. I did. I had these breakthroughs when I was on medications where I shouldn't have had these breakthroughs. And that's where why I say there's nothing here that can harm us. Now let's talk about spiritual warfare. When I'm talking about spiritual warfare, part of it I brought up already. On a subconscious level, your frequency's changed, and it can trigger people to do things that will hurt your heart, cause damage, or things of that nature. But I refuse. I refuse to fight back in any kind of a way that would be subverting or pressing down, oppressing. My choice that I've chosen always, and you guys know, is just to walk away, because I know who they are. Beautiful, divine, wonderful, sovereign, unconditionally loved, and I love them unconditionally. You do not need to change or pretend around me. I love you for who you are. We in ourselves want to change, to become the highest good, to project out the highest good for those all around, anybody that we can impact. Now let's talk about witchcraft, and then I'm going to open the phones. Let me say hi to everybody in here. Okay, we've got, hi Phyllis Wheeler, hi Preliminal, hi Rod R, hi Tom Tom Tom, Dead GPK. I'm sorry, I'm on the black screen. Let me go to the white screen so I can actually read. I can read what you're saying. This is difficult. Okay, here we go. Yeah. M&M's made me fat till I lost the weight last year. Not kidding. Oh my gosh, Phyllis, that is so funny. I'm gonna say, like I said, my doctor asked me what diet am I on. I actually, around Christmas time, I brought in this big tray of cookies for the staff, and I dropped them off at the front, and the girls are like, we can't eat that. We can't eat that stuff. And I said, sure you can. It's fat free. Okay, well, the doctor comes into the room where I'm at with a cookie in his mouth, right? And he says, these are really fat free? I said, yes. All the fat you want for free. He's like, Michelle. I said, doctor, you know that it's here. If you think it, it happens. This is when he was questioning me about, after I went in, he did the, I had a, oh God, what were those tests that he ran on me? Stress test and something with my heart. Told me I had to lose some weight. My blood pressure was like really out of control. Now, remember, after I got hit by the drunk driver, I was getting injections into my spine of steroids. And nothing was safe in my house, and the steroids puffed me up like the Michelin Man or Marshmallow Stay Puff guy. I mean, I just really went puffed up. Steroids, that was the reaction that I had to them. Now, I was over 200 pounds, and I kid you not. I'm gonna show you guys a picture. I was seriously over 200 pounds. Actually, there's not very many pictures of me when I was that big, because I shied out of pictures. I hid from them because I didn't want my picture taken. I was big. I didn't have a chin, you guys. my I have a chin now, which I think this is also Mandela, because even when I was this size when I was before I had children, I never had a chin like this. So I know this is a Mandela effect, but my chin went straight into my neck. There, it's just like, whoop. That's how big I was. If that gives you any idea. Well, after the heart problems, I went back. I have monthly appointments that I visit my doctor, and I lost like I'm thinking it was like 20 pounds in a month. And he's like, "Wow, you're doing great." Okay, so he's fine. So, it's about 190ish at that time. And then I went back the next month, and I had dropped like 15 pounds. So, I'm in the mid 170s now, and he's like, "What diet are you on?" This is around the time I brought the cookies. And then, and each time I went in, I was losing approximately, after that, it started tapering down to like 10 pounds, a month. And I did not change my diet. I did not change my eating habits at all. It was truly, truly a different perception, a paradigm shift on what I thought of food. I looked at it with gratitude and for the pleasure of taste and for energy. I no longer had any thoughts of I should eat this, I shouldn't eat that. I did no longer started looking at the food groups and I need to be balanced out and do. If my body wanted it, I had it. I got it. I grabbed it. I ate it, and I kept losing the weight. Now, mind you, when we lost Shannon, my taste buds, everything tasted terrible, but that was from trauma. But the weight loss began long before that happened. But I did lose some weight very quickly, which I would call on an unhealthy way due to the grief and trauma and the loss of my child. But if I had not went through this awakening, awareness process prior, I don't think I would be functioning the way that I am now. I think I would have bitterness in my heart and be seeking vengeance, but I'm not. I just want her to be in peace, and I've seen her, I've seen her since then. Her mouth doesn't move, but I can hear her voice, and that kind of trips me out a little bit. But I've seen her in a way that I remember her, and then she stood up. Oh my goodness, you guys. She's so beautiful. Anyways, witchcraft. When we are putting our intentions and we're focusing and we are intending harm, whether we get with a group and do chants or whatever, and it is to create havoc or harm against anybody, that's what I would consider witchcraft. Okay, but in order for witchcraft or to even concern ourselves with witchcraft, we would have to first of all believe it so that it could have some kind of power over us. But when you are walking in your full awareness, the gifts and everything that is within you, do not mistake your born-in abilities for witchcraft. It's not witchcraft. It is our natural state of being. So when somebody or a group or a coven or whatever they're called, or they do the little ceremonial stuff, a lot of times I get called things, and I have to look them up to figure out what it is that they're talking about. Like a Wiccan. A Wiccan, I guess, is more about nature. Oh, I get called like different things, and I am not. This is not a religious channel. I'm not postulating a religion. I'm not trying to be anybody's leader or anything like that. I am equal, and the only thing that my heart desires is for everybody to have the awareness, the full awareness of who we are. So if we don't have malice in our heart, and your heart is pure, and you want the highest good for everyone, no matter what somebody may be trying to conjure up, they may actually experience this because they believe it. They're conjuring it up. They believe it, and therefore they see it. Okay, that's how unique and amazing and awesome that we each are. But as for it affecting me or affecting you, if you're walking in the highest good, pure intentions and don't give it a second thought, there's no power in it. It has no power unless we give it the power. Okay? So don't worry about witchcraft and spiritual warfare. The spiritual warfare that we come up against is, of course, the one with the where we're vibing, or the frequency is a different tune that could set people off subconsciously, unaware. But another is that there are those who know this. They know this about us, and they keep it from us. And they will try on the spiritual level. They will try to throw more things stacked up to keep our minds so busy that we will not slow down enough in order to come to the understanding of the beautiful, divine, sovereign, and full awareness, clicking open into your awareness all the beautiful, wonderful gifts that you operate in and you have your entire life. But now you're taking authority over them. And you will then put your heart intentions towards what you want to see. In like Christianity, walking by faith and not by sight. I tell you guys, create paradise in your mind. Practice, to creating what would you consider paradise. My paradise can be completely different than yours. But when it is come into fullness, each of us will have added something to that paradise. And wouldn't you want it that way? I wouldn't want my paradise to be the one that is manifested in completeness. I want to experience what everybody else also adds to what it is that they would consider paradise. Does that make sense? Okay. I know I was saying hi to everyone. Heart issues can make someone swell really big with water weight. Yeah. And so can steroids, Phyllis. I mean, big time. Inner knowing. Hi. Long time no see, sweetie. Let's see, I'm trying to read some of the comments. I'm going to open up the phones and allow you guys to call if you have any questions about anything that I shared. The 2 dreams that I shared, that one, the second one was symbolic. So it's just weird how it comes back into our awareness. And like I said, after the show, I'm going to put in the description box because when I started making videos on this platform, I was told, make a backup channel. And so I did. And, over time, different things get unlocked where we could live stream and do stuff over there. And I'm going to go through and I'm going to pick out, like, a lot of us, many of us, have problems with, we are so easy to find every flaw within us. So self-love is an issue. But I did do some videos of some tools, or some exercises, if you will, And if you're interested, that you could try and see if they help you regain back that inner strength of self-love. Instead of thinking you're a dirty, rotten, good-for-nothing sinner, to realize that you are a divine, sovereign, unique, beautiful being to come to the highest good. If you oppress people or treat them, badly, and then they act out and behave badly, what do you expect? If you're going to treat people in that manner, of course, it's exactly what you're going to get back out. Hey, what do you guys think of this GIF? I made it just for this stream. Hey, we got, really woke Richie. Oh my goodness, how are you? Bless you, my friend. Oh my gosh. I had him on here after he had his moment. Oh my gosh, he was bouncing off the walls, I'll tell you what. But right now, he needs to be lifted up. Lift him up. Oh, Mickey Mouse Operation is back. Good morning. I love that name, by the way. Kind of is fitting with what we're trying to do here on YouTube. It is difficult. It's difficult because a lot of this stuff is so personal, and and that is why I'm going to take it to that level of personal contact. You can call me a teacher, guide, equal, whatever. If you think that you need a Beyond Quantum Healing session, I am a certified Beyond Quantum Healer. I don't advertise it because hypnotizing or group meditations and things of that nature, meditating to me is good. It's very good. I say prayer is speaking, beseeching, and meditating is listening. But a lot of times in group meditations or things like that, I leave because of the care, the hygiene, especially when we're talking about internet, because the intentions from what's coming from the person who's guiding the meditation then spills into our gnosis, into our being, and then we could end up following or supporting something or a situation, again handing over our divine sovereign abilities to create, to love, to express our personal relationship as Christian, your personal relationship walking with Christ. I mean, there's no longer a need for somebody to come between you and the Creator. That bell's been rent if you were brought up under the Christian religion as I was. Sometimes it helps to have a guide, and that's what I'm offering, one-on-one. I'm going to be here for you, walking through it. Some of the things we will discuss are pretty adult content, so and it will depend on each individual, different needs for each individual, and it will all be confidential. So if you don't see me live streaming a lot, it's because I'm spending time with the people, and because it's so important to come into the full awareness of whom you are, and also know how to restore your oil, how to keep replenishing to this being a natural walk of unconditional love for all of your brothers and sisters that are all around us. It doesn't matter what level of awareness that they're at. It doesn't take away from every gift that they're operating from. And you'll see for yourself why because I, more than likely, in your heart, you're going to feel the same way. More people need to know about this about themselves, because we can change this place overnight. The more of us that are walking in this awareness, this profound understanding that all of this is operating within us on a subconscious, unconscious, it's already going on by what we're watching, what we're looking at, what we're doing, and them stacking things to rabbit holes and deep things that we can get into science and protest this or this and divide, all of those things keep us so busy that we do not turn in and seek in. And a lot of it's not, I'm not going to say it's easy, it's work, but I can tell you, you're going to have to be willing to do the work. But I'm also going to be dispensing energy support. If you need if you want a quantum healing session, we'll talk about that. It'll all be included in part of whatever we have going on. If we can avoid that and clear out any blockages without it, let's do that. All natural. All natural. Let me open up the phones. Let me pull the phone number up. And so, I hope that you guys weren't thinking I was going to say, spiritual warfare. Because it's not. It really isn't. It is truly. Hold on. I didn't turn the sound on for my little GIF. I'll turn it on right now so you guys can hear it. Where is it? Where is it? La la la. There it is. There it is. Can you hear it? Okay, let me turn the phones on. Let me know if you can hear the waterfall. Yeah, I know you guys can hear that. I mean,
welcome to Uber Conference by Dialpad.
Turn that off. Turn it on to headphones. Okay. Phones are open, and obviously you just heard that, so sorry. Okay. Do. Can you hear the water? Can you hear it? Can you hear it? But I made this this GIF. A friend of mine that lives in the UK. I did a video and I used this backdrop, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, I just love everything that you did with it." So I decided to make a GIF of it and then share it with you guys. So yeah, so the phones are on. Desktop is on mute, but as soon as you call, I'll put you right through. Any questions about our awakening and that new tone or that new vibration, that new frequency that you will be emitting when you come into full awareness, how on the subconscious level it could trigger others, and to know that, and if it does, just know that that is a possibility and probability, and to maintain that unconditional love, that knowing, because you do know, without any shadow of a doubt that everyone is operating in all of these things, whether aware or not. It's not a special, higher than, or less than. It really is not. We've been going for an hour though, so we'll see. I may take one call if somebody wants to call. Otherwise, we'll zip it up. I know that the past few streams have been a couple hours long, and it's hard for people to come back and watch a couple hours worth of streams. But yeah, so we may zip it up because we have been going for over an hour. Maybe we'll do just a call-in share show later on tonight. What do you guys think about that? You just spin up. You make sure God's people, and also the ones that don't know Him yet. Yes. Do you think, Phyllis, that that God made any mistakes when making any of us? You ever thought about how unique that you are? So unique that there's one of you, and only one. And there's only one that can be you. Each of us are so unique, and there is not one of us that has mistakes within us. We are designed perfectly, even in our scars and our imperfections. That's what makes us human. What we do from there is what makes all the difference in the world. Do we learn from our mistakes and try to do better? Do we apologize when we hurt people? Do we continuously go around in circles, making the same mistakes over and over? Seems like we're in a cycle or a circle, just redoing over and over, possibly because we have not yet passed that test, or at least come into the awareness of the mistake in which we're making, to move past it, to become a better, higher version of ourselves. Remember, this is from Christianity, and I'm not preaching, I'm just saying some of the things that are in Scripture. Christ himself said, when you see me, you will be like me. Have you seen him? And that's directed to Christians. Remember the time we're in. 2020, perfect vision. We're also, and I know a lot of us are sensing this, divide. There's a great separation going on. But do not worry about it. Each is making their own choice, whether consciously or subconsciously, on what it is that they want to experience and expand or grow from. Either they will move over to the new, or they will stay with what could be transpiring here. But never ever worry, because there's nothing to worry about. All means all. Equality means equality. And you think for a moment that if 40, 50, or 60% of the population all of a sudden poof disappeared, that the rest are going to be not going to say, what happened? How did we miss the boat? And then start looking at maybe some things that were left behind by some who are no longer in the presence of their realm. I'm not really sure how this works. Dolores Cannon talked about this quite a bit. Now, I do think that like a 5D or fifth dimensional Earth, a new Earth. But I also feel as if we're walking on that now, because the heavens have changed. I don't see tic-tac-toe markings in my skies anymore. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. I don't, whatever the plan is, it's perfect. And when all is said, all means all. And the full reveal in our awakening just enhances our experience, giving us full gnosis of who we are, what we're capable of doing here, what we've actually been doing, just unaware. which hence is where the I'm sorry's come in, or repentance, because the things in our ignorance that we did to other people will come in. I call that, the dark night of the soul, or others call it repenting. As I say, the awakening, full reveal, the process itself, it takes work, and it can get messy, and there's nothing that you could share or say that I would ever look at in any type of a judgment or in condemnation or anything of that nature. I'm not a judge. I'm not. It's not my job. I'm here to just try to help expand, explore, experience, teach, and try with everything that I have. We can do this online, privately, through, private communications, talking to one another, to some instructional things. I'll be putting those on Patreon, and of that nature, and everything, like I said, will be confidential. What you say is confidential. I work for a law office. I know what a confidentiality agreement is. And when you come into your full revelation and awareness, it is in my hopes, in my heart of hearts, that it will be passed forward, out, and spread, spread like wildfire. This truth about us, this truth that's been hidden from us, hidden in plain sight a lot of times, but still not directly taught to us as it rightfully should have been. So, at Jim Lemon, your keyboard must be stuck. Jim Lemon, I don't, that's a new name. Now, Phyllis, I remember you, but from way back. It's been a while since I've seen you. I don't know exactly who Jim Lemon is, but yes, he's spamming us. And what he's saying is true. King David, he made mistakes, but that didn't take away from his abilities, his inner knowing. It's not a bad thing to be human and to get upset or to have emotions. It's where our intention, with an emotion or anger or upset, are we then, where's our intention going? Is our intention for revenge or wrath or hurting somebody, oppressing, subverting, muzzling, objectifying, slandering? Those things are from the lower vibrational of the ego. And you know what? Let go of my ego. I'm human. I make mistakes, and I'm willing to apologize for them, and I'm willing to admit when I make mistakes. And I learn from them, grow, and I try to do a better job. And so, but in this awakening, I have some deep, profound inner knowing that I would love for somebody to be able to grasp, to be able to pick it up onto themselves. And you won't worry about finances and things. Everybody has financial woes and issues of that nature, But something else I wanted to bring up, a lot of people think money is evil. No, the love of money is evil. If you love money more than you love people, then that's not good. But we've decided as a collective to use money as an exchange, because I may grow oranges and you may grow carrots. But you need oranges, but I don't need carrots. So we're not able to exchange. So we came up with, which is rather brilliant, a way of exchanging that we can go, if you need oranges, you can come get the oranges, and then I can use that currency of exchange and go and get what I need from them. So the currency that we use it's not evil. It's not. It's when you put the love of money over another person, or you'll trample on somebody to get ahead, or because of a driving force of money. Love, unconditional love for each other, the divine sovereign, beautiful, wonderful beings that we all are. Oh my gosh. We're so amazing. Yeah. I don't know what else to say. I hope you guys got something from the dream shares. Hi, Grace. Wow. 12:22 p.m. here. Synchronicity. I love synchronicities. You know I love synchronicities. You know what? I may come on later. We'll see. I just got I'm gonna take this phone number down. My oil refilled. Yeah, so it's like I'm good. I'm good. But it's just a matter of knowing. And I know some people think that it's a like a new moon cycle or moon cycle. If you think that's how you can get it, then do it that way, because that will work. That will work. You can tell when you're being depleted. I can feel it when I'm being depleted, when I'm sending out too much, or you know, and I need a little replenishment. Remember, the 10 virgins, all of them were born from above, but the 5 foolish, they burned up all their oil, and the 5 wise, they had oil in their reserves. So, you know, the clues are hidden in plain sight, no matter if we're looking at ancient texts, hieroglyphs, you know, the pyramids, I could tell you, they were around much longer than Egypt was even thought of. The ability to build such megalithic structures. This is not things that we didn't once know about ourselves. And how frequency, energy, tones, vibration can move solid, huge bricks, and align them so perfectly to withstand the tests of time. If you think those pyramids are really tombs, look closer. To me, it looks like a way of harvesting and distributing energy, electricity, in a natural, healthy way, without putting any kind of omissions or things like that into our air, water. But also remember, when you're in your full awareness, that we should constantly be thinking the air is pure, beautiful, wonderful, clean, and our water in the land is abundant, beautiful, clean, pure, and that nothing can harm us. Keep our minds on higher things. And I will, again, I'm going to put the backup channel in the description box after we close up here. You guys, I love you guys so much. Let me turn off that that waterfall, and always share what you know, and listen so we can grow. And yeah, we'll see what me and my husband got going on. It'll either be tonight or tomorrow night. We'll do a call-in share show. So look for that soon, you guys. Peace. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon.